The probability brief for Wednesday, March 4, check on 2026, the world's most telling prediction
the variance
markets.
of velocity, asymmetric
The probability
information,
brief's
and the
objective
second-order
is to deliver
squeeze.
clear, data-driven
Welcome to the
intelligence
probability
on how
brief,
major
the
events
signal
are being
check on the
priced in
world's
real
most
time.
telling prediction markets.
Each episode examines
Today is
fast-moving
Wednesday,
prediction
March 4,
markets,
2026.
high-impact whale trades,
The
regulatory
probability
momentum,
brief's
and
objective
shifts
is
in
to
crowd
deliver
psychology.
clear, data-driven
The
intelligence
show
on how
explains
major
what
events
moved,
are being
why it
priced in
changed,
real time,
and what the probabilities reveal about
Each
the path
episode
ahead.
examines fast-moving prediction
Making
markets,
complex market
high-impact whale
signals
trades,
accessible,
regulatory
actionable,
momentum,
and easy for
shifts in
listeners to
crowd
follow.
psychology.
Today is
The
Friday,
show explains
March
what
6,
moved,
2026,
the
and what
signal
the
in the
probabilities
smoke,
reveal
information
about the path
asymmetry,
ahead,
and the
making
cyber pivot.
complex market signals
In
accessible,
today's briefing,
actionable,
we are analyzing
and easy
a
for
market
listeners
under
to
extreme
follow.
duress as we track the intersection
In
of
today's
kinetic
briefing,
conflict
we
in the
move
Middle
past the
East
surface
and a massive
headlines to
attention
dissect the
scarcity
mechanics
event
of
regarding
market
domestic
memory
AI
and the
policy.
incentive maps, currently
We are
redrawing
just
the
reporting
lines
the
in
headlines.
decentralized infrastructure and biotech
We are looking at how
adoption.
liquidity flows are
We are
deserting
tracking a
speculative
unique
tech
probability
convergence,
ecosystems
a volatility
to seek
cluster
safety
in the energy
markets
and
meeting
defense
a
structural
sudden information
hedges.
asymmetry in the
Signal
regulatory
mechanics.
pipeline.
At
Signal
3:14
mechanics,
a.m.
the
Universal
velocity
Time
of rumor
Coordinated,
versus
the global oil supply
the friction of
disruption
fact.
market experienced a massive
We
information
begin with
asymmetry
signal
event,
mechanics, where we look at
while
how a
official
signal
government
propagates
channels
through the
signaled
noise.
containment of the naval skirmish in
Overnight,
the Strait of
we observed a
Hormuz,
classic
a $14
narrative
million
contagion
whale
in the
block
markets
moved
tracking
into yes
2026
contracts for a 30-day
trade
supply
support.
stoppage.
At 1 a.m., a
This
rumor
whale
began
trade triggered a
circulating on
confirmation
encrypted
cascade,
messaging channels
moving
that
the
a key
probability
delegate
from
had walked out of
18% to
negotiations
54% in under 90
within
minutes.
40 minutes. The probability
This wasn't
of a
driven
signed
by a
agreement
public
by
poll
April
or a
1st
press
dropped
release,
from 74%
but by the market
to
microstructure
41%
of shipping insurance premiums.
What is fascinating here
When
is
the
not
cost
just
of
the
insuring
move,
a tanker
but the
through
signal
the strait
velocity
doubles in an hour.
The prediction
A
market
rumor moves
reacts
at the
to the
speed of
capital
social
flight,
media,
not
but
the political
fact-checking
narrative.
moves at the speed of institutional
We are
bureaucracy.
seeing a narrative collapse
This
regarding
creates
energy
an information
stability
gap
because
where
the capital
sophisticated
providers are
traders
pricing
can
in a
exploit the
prolonged
delta
blockade
between
that
the
the
panic
public
and reality
messaging
has yet to acknowledge.
In this case, the walkout was
Structural
purely
context.
procedural, a lunch
In
break
our
that was
structural
mischaracterized
context,
by
we
an
examine
interim
how
social
markets
post.
price kinetic friction.
While the retail crowd
We are
sold their
currently
yes
in a
positions
volatility
panic,
cluster
the
in
whales
defense
remain
contractor
silent.
markets.
When the whales
While the
don't move during
probability
a
of
30-point
ground
swing,
deployment remains
it's often
low
a signal
at
that the move is
12%.
hollow.
The probability of
By
sustained
6 a.m.,
cyber infrastructure
the market had
attacks
fully
has
retraced
surged
to
72%
78%
following the February
This
28
episode
strikes
illustrates
on
why a
Iranian
poll
leadership
or a tweet might move the
This
odds
shift
temporarily,
reflects how markets
but only
price
high
escalation
conviction
in a
liquidity,
modern theater.
the actual capital of informed
Traders are
players,
not just betting
sets
on
the
missiles,
long-term price.
they are pricing the adoption curves
Market
of defense
microstories
AI as the
2
primary
a.m.
response
synthetic
mechanism.
squeeze in biotech.
This creates a
Our
cross-market
market
correlation
microstory
where
today
every
takes us to
5%
the niche
increase
probability
in conflict
ecosystem
probability
of
triggers
FDA
a
orphan drug
3% drop in
designation.
consumer tech growth odds.
At 2:14 a.m.,
The
we
market
saw a
is
sudden,
correctly pricing
sharp
that the
5%
AI
reversal
future
in a
cannot be
market
built if
tracking
the
a
energy
specific
and
silicon
silicon supply
treatment.
chains are redirected to
On
a
the
war
surface,
present.
5% is minor.
Crowd psychology deep dive.
However, the microstructure
Today's
reveals
deep dive
a synthetic
focuses on the
squeeze.
panic dip currently hitting
A
the
hedge
domestic
fund
tech
had been
sector.
accumulating no contracts as a hedge
As the
against
war
a
on Iran
pharmaceutical
dominates
stock
the
position.
attention cycle, we are seeing a
When a
textbook
small,
case of
independent
attention
research
scarcity
blog
in the AI
published a
policy
positive
markets.
peer review study, the yes
For
side
weeks,
saw a
the
sudden
AI
influx of
infrastructure
liquidity.
fund was the golden thread
This
of the
forced
tech
the hedge
market,
fund to buy
priced
to
at an
close their no
overconfidence
position to
fueled
prevent a
85%
margin call
on
on
the
the
prediction
prediction
platform.
However, as
This
the geopolitical
microcorrection
crisis
serves as a
escalated,
teachable
herding
moment.
behavior
In
took
niche
over.
markets with low liquidity,
The crowd
the
has
price
moved into
isn't
a
always a
confirmation
reflection
cascade
cascade
of fear,
Sometimes
where
it's
any
just the
mention
sound
of a
large
large
budget
player
is
being
interpreted
forced
as
to
a
the
exit.
exit. For tech subsidies.
Structural context.
This is a classic behavioral
Pricing the
finance
adoption
trap.
curve of fusion.
The actual legislative
In
status of
structural
the AI
context,
fund hasn't
we look
changed
at how
since
markets
yesterday,
price the
but the crowd's
impossible.
capacity to process
Last
anything
month,
other
we
than the
discussed
kinetic
the liquidity
conflict has
drift
vanished.
in renewable energy.
Market microstories.
Today,
we focus on the
At
sudden
2:42
repricing of
a.m.
fusion
Universal
adoption
Time
curves.
Coordinated,
A niche market
following a
tracking
technical
satellite
breakthrough in
bandwidth
magnetic
scarcity
confinement
saw a
announced
sudden
yesterday.
11%
The
spike.
fusion power on grid by
This was a
2035
mispriced market that
shifted
shifted
from a
from a 3%
3%
long shot to a 12%
A sudden
serious
reversal in the
contender.
availability of
Traders
non-military
aren't just
satellite
pricing the
ping
tech.
signaled that the Department of Defense had
They are
activated
pricing the
priority
regulatory
preemption
path.
protocols.
When a tech
For
breakthrough
the savvy
occurs,
trader,
the market
this
first
11%
prices
shift was a
discovery,
teachable
then the
moment.
scaling,
It
and
provided
finally
a
the opposition.
45-minute lead time on the
We are
headline
currently
news that
in the
naval
scaling
communication
phase.
had been jammed.
The probability of
This Federal
how market
subsidies
microstructure
being redirected
reveals
from
physical
traditional
reality
nuclear
before
to
it
fusion
enters the news
research has
cycle.
jumped to 45%.
Regulatory trajectory analysis.
This creates a volatility cluster in
We are
utility
currently
stocks as the
analyzing the
market
stakeholder
struggles to decide if
incentives within the
fusion
House
is a threat to
Appropriations
current
Committee.
infrastructure or a savior
By
for future
interpreting
demand.
agency signals, specifically
The
the
structural
quiet withdrawal
context
of three
here
key
is that the
sponsors
market
of
is
the
beginning
AI
to price
infrastructure
fusion
bill,
not as a
we can
science
see that the
project,
legislative
but as a
trajectory has
geopolitical
hit a
asset.
wall.
These
Regulatory
committee members are
trajectory
pivoting to the
analysis,
emergency
the
defense
committee
supplemental
dynamics of
bill.
DeFi.
In our
Comparing
regulatory
this to the
trajectory
historical
analysis,
analog of the
we move away from
2003
the
budget
if and look at the how.
reallocations.
We see that when
We
a
are
kinetic
currently
event
tracking the
occurs,
Senate Banking Committee's
future-facing
internal
tech bills
dynamics
are almost
regarding
always
the sacrifice
sacrificed
for
for
immediate
immediate
response military
2026.
funding.
By
The
interpreting
incentive for a
agency
politician
signals,
to vote for a long-term AI fund
specifically the
disappears when they
recent
need to
public
show
comments
immediate
from three
resolve
swing vote
regarding a
senators,
naval blockade.
we can see a shift in the
The
incentive map.
These
In a
legislators
conflict
are moving
environment,
toward a
we must
compromise
ask
that
who is
favors
signaling
established
and who is
banking
silent.
incumbents over pure-play tech
The
startups.
traditional defense lobby
If we
is
compare
signaling
this to the
maximum
historical
threat levels
analog
to ensure
of the
the emergency
2011
supplemental
Durbin
bill
Amendment,
passes.
we see a pattern.
Meanwhile,
The pre-draft
big
sentiment
tech
is
firms,
always more
who were the
aggressive than
primary
the final
beneficiaries
rule.
of the proposed AI
Market
infrastructure
participants
fund,
are
following
currently
the silence
front-running a
rule.
harsh regulation that may
Big
never
tech is
arrive in
silent
its
on the
current
war
form.
budget to avoid public
The
backlash
true signal
while they
is
are
in the
quietly
lobbying
coordinating
spend,
behind
when
the
the major
scenes to
fintech
pivot their
players stop
infrastructure,
publicly
asking
fighting
defense
AI
AI
initiatives.
quietly coordinating. It's a sign
The
that the
loser in this
regulatory
shift is
floor
the
has been
consumer
set,
AI sector,
which
crowd
loses its
psychology
subsidy
deep
anchor,
dive,
while the winner is the
confirmation
defense
cascade and
industrial
Mars
intelligence
logistics
complex. Crowd psychology
Market
is
memory.
often the most distorted lens
Market
in the
memory
probability
is currently
ecosystem.
playing a critical role in how the war on
Today's
Iran is
deep
being
dive
priced.
is on confirmation cascades
The probability
within the commercial Mars
ecosystems
cargo
are reacting
markets.
to echoes of the 1970s
Currently,
energy
the yes
crises.
contracts for a 2026
While the actual
launch are
supply
trading at
disruption
an
is currently
82%
only
probability
4%,
despite
the
two
memory of
recent
systemic
static fire
collapse has
failures.
traders pricing a 25%
This is a classic
disaster
case of
premium.
narrative anchoring.
Even
The
though
crowd
global
is so
energy
invested in the
resilience is
success
significantly
narrative of the
higher
primary
in
launch
2026,
provider that they treat
the
every
psychological
failure as a
anchor of
learning
past oil
opportunity
shocks
rather than a
prevents the
data
market
point
from
for
correcting
delay.
to current data.
This attention
What
scarcity
traders missed this week.
where the crowd
While the
only
world
has
was
the
focused
bandwidth
on the
for
naval
one
hero
skirmish,
narrative,
a quiet
suppresses the
regulatory
very real
filing
risk of
regarding
emission
rare earth
scrub.
mineral export waivers
When a market
slipped
becomes
through.
a fan club,
The
this
price
is an
loses its
undervalued
predictive
signal.
power and becomes a measure
This filing
of sentiment.
allows for the immediate diversion
This is
of
where the
high-grade
highest alpha
neodymium
exists
from commercial
for the objective
electronics
observer.
to military guidance systems.
Market memory, the echo of the 2024
This is an early sign
energy
of narrative
crisis.
decay for the high-end consumer
Prediction
hardware
markets have
market
long
that the
memories.
probability ecosystems haven't reacted
In our
to
market
yet
memory
because the
segment,
attention cycle
we look
is
at how the
consumed by
energy
the kinetic
markets are reacting to current supply
Episode
constraints by
summary.
looking back at the winter
In
spike
layman's
of
terms,
2024.
today's signals show a world
During
where the
that
fog
cycle,
of war has
markets
completely obscured the
overcompensated for
future
a
of
late
tech.
season cold snap, pricing in
We
a
saw
90%
how whale trades
chance
and
of a
shipping
blackout
insurance
that
were
never
the
occurred.
first to call out the reality
Today,
of the naval
we
blockade,
see a persistent
and how
narrative
market
where the
memory
market is
forcing us
pricing
to
a
pay a
15%
tax
risk
based on
premium on
50-year-old
any energy
ghosts.
contract simply because
We
of
learned
that
that the
past
AI
trauma.
funding narrative has collapsed.
Traders
because the
are
crowd
anchored to the
simply
memory
doesn't
of
have
the
the
attention
attention
span
span
for a budget bill
leading
while
to a
missiles are in the air.
mispriced hedge.
The
incentive
current
map has
infrastructure
shifted
is
from
40%
innovation to
more
survival,
resilient than
and
it
the
was 2
plumbing of
years
the
ago,
market is
yet
now
the
running toward
probability of a
defense.
systemic failure remains at
Thank you for listening to the
2024
probability
levels.
brief.
Market
If you
memory
found this
is creating
valuable,
a safety
please
buffer
like,
that actually
subscribe,
represents
follow,
a profit
and share with
opportunity
someone
for
who
those
watches
who
the
trust the
odds
new
like you
data
do.
over old ghosts.
The sources for today's
Cross-market
episode are
correlation,
Polymarket,
the
Bureau of
Semiconductor
Labor
Agriculture
Statistics,
Links,
Twitter Trends, and
one
Senate
of our
hearing
most
transcripts.
sophisticated signals is the
This
cross-market
podcast is
correlation.
for informational purposes
We have
only
observed a
and does not
developing link
constitute
between
financial,
advanced AI
investment,
lead
or
times
betting
and
advice.
precision agriculture
All
adoption
market
in the
probabilities
Midwest.
are subject to change.
When Market A, chip lead times,
Episodes
stretches
may be
beyond
generated
6 months,
using fully
Market
original,
B, automated
market
harvester
movements,
rollout,
whale trades,
sees a 4%
regulatory
drop in
signals,
Q3
geopolitical
implementation
dynamics,
probability,
and probability ecosystem
This is
behavior.
a second-order effect. Some scenarios,
The automated
market
tractors
movements
require
or
the same
examples
high-end
discussed
logic
in this
chips as
episode
AI
may be
servers.
illustrative or simulated for
Because
explanatory
the server
purposes.
market has higher margins, the agriculture sector gets deprioritized in the supply chain.